Happy Doctor's Day. I get the pleasure of working with Dr. Klein for 6 years. He has the best patient care, goes above and beyond for his patient and staff, and I love all his dad jokes.
I like working with Dr. Schmitz because we're always going to have good coffee at Jordan Creek and that his patients are always happy to see him.
I like working with Dr. Ash because he's always on point with his Seinfeld references and he's very thorough with his patients.
I like working with Dr. Gaynor because he always keeps clinic moving and he always has pictures of his puppies.
I like working with Dr. Trout because he keeps clinic fun and he truly cares about his patients and their well-being. He's very personable and I think his patients appreciate that.
I enjoy working with Dr. Gallus because he's so fun to work with, easygoing. We always have a good time and we have the best patients.
I like working with Dr. Shumway because I always know there's going to be chocolate around and he makes me laugh.
I like working with Dr. Vincent for many reasons. First off being he is an amazing doctor who takes great care of his patients. He is very dedicated to his sports clinics. You also know that no matter how crazy clinic is going to be, it's always going to be a good time. He will make it lighthearted and fun and there's never a dull moment.
I love working with Dr. Hahn for multiple reasons. Some of the main ones are how hardworking and humble he is. He would do anything for any of his patients or his staff. And he also has the best sense of humor.
I like working with Dr. Carvis because he's super easygoing, very hands-on. He makes everyone feel comfortable and he listens to the things I tell him to do.
I love working with Dr. Mathis because he's kind and compassionate to all of his patients. He's very knowledgeable and I would recommend him to anybody I know.
I like working with Dr. Hale because he's easygoing and listens to good music.
I like working with Dr. Coriati because he makes it so much easier to show up to work on a Monday morning and he makes it so much more tolerable with his hilarious and the latest Instagram reels. He always has the Post Malone radio on. And additionally, he's always looking out for his patients and his staff.
I like working with Dr. Smith because he truly cares about the outcome of his patients and every day is a new adventure.
I like working with Dr. Rosenthal because he genuinely cares about all of his patients and his office staff.
Not only is Dr. Beecher a phenomenal total joint specialist, but he's also great at quoting movies.
I enjoy working with Dr. Vineyard because he makes a fun and enjoyable work setting and he's got a good sense of humor and he makes sure his employees are well appreciated.
I like working with Dr. Nosa because he is a genuinely kind human who cares about all of his patients and his staff, and he puts us as number one.
I love working with Dr. Meyer because he's super fun and really detailed with his patient care.
Dr. Carlson is very compassionate and gives great advice.
I enjoy working with Dr. Mahoney because he genuinely cares about the outcome of all of his patients.
I like working with Dr. Heineman because he's a very, very nice man to work with. He's always asking how we're doing, and he's always a great teacher teaching us and his patients.
I like working with Dr. Rios because he's always walking through the halls with a smile on his face.
I like working with Dr. Farber because he's high energy, he has some good dad jokes, but he could use some new ones, and he cares about his patients.
I like working with Dr. Rayburn because he's always positive and doesn't let anything bring him down.
I like working with Dr. Adebigbe because he is a knowledgeable and respectable surgeon who takes great pride in his work. He also shows up to Friday clinics in his best dressed and great vibes.